I'm Suzanne Betancourt, formerly Suzanne Panichetti. I am a newlywed. Thank you. I'm coming to you live from California, and I'm here to discuss with you my book proposal about living in the land of gratitude. My book is a memoir about the last decade and a half of my life, and it discusses the struggles I had with alcohol after discovering my husband dead in our home. The book shares with you my vulnerability. I expose myself pretty wide open to discuss my troubles, but also how I worked through them. I went to rehab. I went to 12-step classes. I went to church. I found God's help through all of this. And in all of it, I went to grief support groups. I did everything I could to help myself. I also had the guidance of a lot of very smart people, smarter than I was. And I had friends and family who loved me that helped me get through this. Eventually, I actually had a DUI about 3 months after I found my husband dead. So my alcohol span was kind of short, but it was volatile, and it changed my whole physiology, and it changed my whole life. It changed the whole direction of my life. So I wanted to share with you too that there's 29.5 billion people with alcohol abuse syndrome in the United States right now. It's an epidemic, especially since the COVID. So the things I discuss in the book are the strategies that I used, the help that I had, what worked for me, and I talk about some of the other books and other authors, what they did, and how I can kind of compare and contrast how some of the things we did were similar, some of them are different. And I also talk about how just so many people can relate to my story. I plan to use Christian TBN broadcasting station and some of their affiliates that I've actually been a supporter of to help me to launch the book. And I also wanted to use I can use the AA platform, going to speaker groups. There's a lot of other things that I can use for that matter. I'm also involved in Smart Recovery, which is a national-wide organization, as well as Overcomers Outreach, which is a Christian 12-step program. All of these allow me to discuss and share my story and would be able to share my book. And that is sort of the plan in which I tend to go. So Louise Hay was instrumental when I first went into recovery to learn how to heal myself and about her positive affirmations. I learned a lot from Dr. Wayne Dyer and setting intentions and speaking life into my life, speaking life into my words. And also, it also coincides with the Bible that also says to speak life, and what you speak is what you create. Lastly, I also, in a different genre, I include Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's a neuroscientist, and she's also a Christian. And her whole study for the last 30 years has been paralleling how science and the Bible and God and the universe all match up, and it all, the words in the Bible match what science is showing us, so that our prayers do actually send vibrations out there into the world. So it's a menagerie of a lot of things coming together. So I hope you find it interesting, and I'm available for questions at any time. Thank you very much.